Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Uh-oh, he's talking about the Switch again. Get ready for some doom and gloom. Alright, I'll try not to make it like that last video I made on the Nintendo Switch, and I'll admit, that last video was kind of an overreaction, alright? I still kind of stand by what I said in that video, alright? I still think it'll be a huge disaster. This thing is underpowered, and it really does look like it is going to be underpowered. But I'll try not to be as negative as I was in that last video. So, let's see if I actually hold up to that promise. The Nintendo Switch presentation event. I mean, it was alright. Okay, at the very most. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything amazing or spectacular, but man, that was kind of a letdown. I mean, I was expecting a lot more than what they've shown off in that presentation. So, may as well start off with talking about some of the games. Now, I have not seen the Treehouse event, alright. I've only seen the actual presentation because the Treehouse live stream happened while I was at school and I wasn't able to see it. And well, I just got back a little while. Ago, so I'm just going to say my opinion on the games that were shown at the actual presentation. So let's start off with ARMS. Yeah, they showed off a game called ARMS. So if you have not actually seen the presentation, which I have no clue why you want to even see a video of me talking about it if you haven't seen it, but whatever. You're free to do whatever you want. So they made a game called ARMS, and here's pretty much what it is. The Nintendo Switch version of Wii boxing, and instead of Mii's boxing each other, it's this guy and girl boxing each other. I forgot their actual names, but I mean, I am not excited about this game in the least, and it looks stupid. Whatever. It's a game. It's a game. Pretty much just. It's pretty much a gimmick game. I'll call it. And yeah, the Nintendo Switch has motion controls. Yeah, Nintendo's still trying that out. Even though motion controls haven't really been cool since 2009. I mean, I just don't get it. Why do you keep trying the motion control thing over and over again? I mean, you tried to revive the motion control craze with the Wii U, and look how well that turned out. And you're trying it yet again. And who knows, maybe you'll keep trying it until the end of time. Anyways, yeah, that's my opinion on ARMS pretty much. It's just a gimmick, just a stupid gimmick game. Who cares, really? Here's another one. Skyrim. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. It's probably the biggest third-party game that was shown at the presentation. And yes, this means the game was officially confirmed by Bethesda themselves. So take that, Review Tech USA! Ha! I was right all along. Anyways, really no issue with Skyrim, of course not, but anyways, let's move on. 1-2 Switch. Ugh. Another game that I'm I really don't care for. So, here's the premise of 1-2 Switch. You don't look at a screen or anything. You just look directly into the person's eyes. I think you need to have two players for this game. You look directly into their eyes, and you pretty much pretend to do stuff. Like pretend to shoot them or stuff like that, or a whole bunch of other stuff. Which, it's pretty much using your imagination with a game controller. That's really about it. That's really how I can describe it, and whatever. Whatever. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. It looks stupid, to be honest. And yeah, definitely not getting it, and I sure as hell don't really expect much other people to get it. Why not just have the game come with the Switch? Like with the Wii U, it had Nintendo Land come with it. So why can't you just have a game like this come with the Switch? Because it's not really a game that I don't think a lot of people will really run out to stores and buy. So just have it come with the Switch. I mean, really, whatever. It's Nintendo, they always think backwards. Next up, Fire Emblem Warriors. A title I have no issue with. Again, another solid title, so I don't really have much really to say about it yet. So, yeah, good, I guess. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which, another very solid title. Don't have anything to really complain about, so don't really have much to say. Again, another good title. And also there's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which adds Splatoon stages and characters. Nintendo, start calling this Mario Kart, alright? By Mario Kart 9, you better just start calling this series Nintendo Kart, because it's not Mario Kart anymore. It's not just Mario characters or anything. You also have characters from other Nintendo franchises joining in and racing along with the Mario characters. Not that I have any issue with it, really, but it's Mario Kart, and you really shouldn't call it Mario Kart anymore. Just call it Nintendo Kart, because you obviously want to add characters from games that have nothing to do with Mario, and put them in Mario Kart. So just call it Nintendo Kart. Whatever. I shouldn't really yammer on about the name all that much, but other than that, no real issue with the game, really. It looks fun. I mean, it's pretty much Mario Kart 8, but with more characters and stages. Nothing really much else to say about that. And speaking of Splatoon, Splatoon 2 has been confirmed and will come out in the summer if no delays happen. So, well, my big complaint about Splatoon 2 is it pretty much looks exactly the same. I mean, it doesn't really look like much has been added. I'm sure some features have been added and some stuff has been changed. Hopefully some of the stuff I suggested in that video a while ago. I'd really like to see that, but pretty much it looks exactly the same. I don't really see any new stages or anything. The areas look the same. And yeah, nothing really much else to say about Splatoon 2. It looks like a copy and paste game, honestly. But who knows, maybe there's a lot more that Nintendo didn't show us, and maybe it does feel like a completely different game. I really, really do hope. And also, shocker, a new Mario game was announced. Super Mario Odyssey. So, not really much has been really talked about the game, at least story-wise. But it looks like Mario travels to the real world. I mean, it looks like he travels to places like Manhattan and stuff like that. So that looks really cool, actually. It's cool to see Mario in like the real world and all that, interacting with actual people. And that's actually a really cool and original concept for the Mario series, because for the past few games, it's been getting kind of stale. I mean, having to do the same thing over and over again. Uh-oh, Princess Peach, or these fairies, or whoever they decide get kidnapped, and you have to go save them. Okay, maybe it does still have that story, who knows. But it looks like they're taking a new approach to it and having Mario actually travel to what I assume is actually the real-life world. And, well, it looks really cool. It does, honestly. And I think I have the story down. One day, Mario and Peach travel down this strange, mysterious pipe, and it leads them to New York City. And well, they decide to live there since they can't find any way to get back, so they have to just settle and live there, and they have no money whatsoever. So Peach turns to prostitution, and Bowser ends up being her pimp because he somehow makes it there. And well, he kidnaps Princess Peach again, and Mario has to go and rescue her. And the final boss will be Bowser on top of the Empire State Building or something, kind of like the King Kong thing, and holding Peach in her hand, and you have to shoot him down and kill him and save Peach. Make that happen, Nintendo. But in all seriousness, it looks really good, actually. I mean, if I do get the Switch, I'll definitely get that game, because that game actually does look like a lot of fun, and it looks really different, and for the first time in ages, Mario is actually in a hub world instead of a map world in between levels, and interacting with characters and talking to them, and I assume there'll be side quests and stuff like that. And oh god, it is so good to see that again. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, the last time they did that was like with Mario Galaxy? I mean, in between levels, you're on ships and stuff, and you're on your ship, or in the first Mario game, you're on the first Mario Galaxy game, you're on the observatory interacting with characters and such, and the second Mario game, you're on your own ship. But it's really good to see that back again, actually interacting with other characters and talking to them, and it's really good, and that's something I've been wanting to see in a Mario game again for a very, very long time, and it's about time that they brought that back. So congrats to you, Nintendo. Kudos to you. You've done something really, really good with the Mario game again. Okay, the past few Mario games I've actually really liked. Like 3D World was really good, but I'm just saying that's what 3D World really lacked: an actual hub world and characters to interact with. Because it was pretty much like New Super Mario Bros. But in 3D. So yeah, congrats, Nintendo. You've made a really, really good decision with this new Mario game. And last but not least, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh my god, this game looks so damn good. My god, I mean, I'm so hyped for this game. I'm definitely getting the Wii U version. Does the Wii U version still exist? Because I heard there was a rumor floating around that the game for the Wii U was cancelled. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure they would have made some sort of announcement by now, but Jesus Christ, this game looks so damn epic. I mean, this is easily the highlight of this presentation. I think it is easily the best thing that was shown at this presentation. This game blew me away, honestly. It was just phenomenal. Okay? I normally don't get this hyped from game trailers, but this trailer got me hyped for Zelda Breath of the Wild. And again, this is coming from someone who doesn't normally get hyped from game trailers, but this game really does look very, very good. And I think everyone agrees with me on this. This is definitely the best game that was shown at this presentation. Even better than Mario, and definitely better than all the other ones. I'm definitely getting this game, and this game comes the same day the Switch launches, which is March 3rd, 2017. Very, very close. And yes, I will definitely be getting this game either on day one or maybe a few days after, but I will definitely 100% get this game because, again, it looks amazing. And hopefully, this game isn't delayed again because if it is, you don't even want to know. So, yeah, those are pretty much all the games. Those are pretty much all the games on the at the presentation. Well, all the games I want to talk about at least. I think there were some they're saving for the Treehouse event. And I saw a playlist that Nintendo made that showed that had all the trailers for the games that were coming out for the Switch. And well, some I skipped out on because they honestly didn't interest me. Like for example, oh boy, Tetris. Yay! I mean, whatever. It's Tetris. What do you expect me to say about that? But anyways, enough about the games. I want to spend the last few minutes talking about the system itself and what I feel about it. So, in a nutshell, basically, I'm concerned, very, very concerned for the Nintendo Switch because I still have serious, serious doubts that this system is going to be the one that puts Nintendo back on the map. Hell, if this system flops, it's probably going to be Nintendo's death. At least as a hardware manufacturer, because I think after this, Nintendo will be like, screw it. I mean, we're obviously not doing any good with this console thing anymore. We're not killing it like we did like 20 years ago. So whatever, we're obviously not making. We're obviously losing money instead of gaining money from these consoles. So may as well just sort of ditch the whole console thing and become third party, which I really don't want to see because Nintendo systems are always pretty unique. All right, Nintendo, even though it's all gimmicky and all that, at least they always had something new to add to the table. But is that really a good thing now that I think about it? I mean, I have said I much rather would have wanted a traditional system instead of the gimmicky stuff all over again. So I don't really know. I'm kind of torn on this, but maybe the Switch will be a success. I don't know. I can't really say whether it will or won't be a success. I mean, even Nintendo themselves can't say that yet. It's really up to us if the consumers really, really want this console. And if they don't, yeah, you're in trouble, Nintendo. Huge, huge trouble. And also, one major thing is still unanswered. What are the specs of this console? Is it powerful or is it underpowered? Because we still don't really know that. And Nintendo, stop being so secretive about your specs. All right, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that because I don't see any real legit reason why you're so secretive about them and why you don't really like talking about them very much. I don't know. I'm seriously drawing a lot of blanks there, but also after the presentation, Nintendo confirmed it will have a 32 gigabyte hard drive. I'll repeat that, a 32 gigabyte hard drive. Now, the only saving grace to this is that you can put SD cards in the Switch, so thank God for that, because that would have been a disaster if you couldn't. I mean, of course they'll let you have that option. I don't think Nintendo's really that stupid, but 32 gigabyte hard drive that comes with the Switch. I mean, all modern consoles now, except for Nintendo's, of course, comes with a huge amount of storage, and you're over here giving your consoles 32 gigabytes of storage. I don't really get you, Nintendo. I just don't. I mean, I'm done trying to reason with them. I've been done trying to reason with them for a very, very long time. It's just, I don't get it. How does a company think this ass backwards? Giving their console 32 gigabytes of storage in 2017. Anyways, also, here's something I noticed. It has a share. The Switch has a share button where you could share screenshots from your games, and they said soon that you can share videos. So I'm assuming the video feature doesn't come right away with the Switch. I guess they're going to do updates and such, and eventually add that. But they said you can share your pictures and eventually your videos on social media. No mention of Miiverse whatsoever. And thank God for that. Hopefully that means there won't be any Miiverse 2.0 on the Switch, because that is something I really don't want to see whatsoever. I have no interest in Miiverse, and if a Miiverse were on the Switch, or maybe some reincarnation of Miiverse where it's something like Miiverse, yeah, I won't want anything to do with it, because I'm sure all of you know my history with Miiverse. Anyways, also, speaking of online, now you have to pay for online on the Nintendo Switch. I don't think they said an exact price yet. I don't know if it's cheap or expensive, but you're going to have to pay for online on the Switch. They said it starts in the fall, so I guess you got a good 6 months of free online on the Switch, which actually is pretty good. And not a lot of companies do that. They give you like a month, maybe like 3 months at the most, but never six. At least that's something I've never seen, but that's cool. 6 month free trial for the online, and then you have to start paying. How much? I have no clue, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. Hopefully it's not like $60 like on other consoles, so let's just hope for the best for this. All right, a lot of people are pissed off because Nintendo always had free online up until this point, but I'm trying to be an optimist here, and maybe this will mean Nintendo will finally catch up with the other consoles. They'll have voice chat. They'll have a whole bunch of other stuff that other consoles can do online that Nintendo previously didn't have. So hopefully it will have all that, and hopefully Nintendo won't bail on voice chat like they did a lot with the Wii U. I remember, I think Splatoon was supposed to have voice chat, and they took it out because, oh no, people can say mean things to kids online. Nintendo, grow up. Seriously, grow up. Okay, people are mean online. It's nothing new, and it's something that people just have to accept. And they need to either toughen up or never ever use the voice chat feature. So yeah, Nintendo thinks people are such pussies. Jesus Christ. So they better have voice chat for most of the games at least. Pretty much all the games that have online at least. Because if they do the same thing with the Wii U again, where they take away voice chat, and because people say mean things, then yes, I won't pay for this online, because I won't be getting my money's worth, and I won't be getting what I was promised, pretty much. I mean, it was aggravating on the Wii U, very aggravating, but at least the online was free. Here, you're paying for it, and if they're like revoking features because they think you can't handle what people say about you over the internet, then yes, I'll be very, very pissed off, and I'm sure a lot of other people will be very, very pissed off over this. So hopefully they won't do that. And the new president seems like he knows what he's doing. He seems much more of a tougher guy than Iwata was. So that's a good sign at least. Also, the Switch controllers have this weird thing where you can hear and feel objects or something. It's kind of hard to explain, but they showed a demonstration with ice cubes, and you can actually feel an ice cube drop and actually hear it, and something like that, which I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but I mean, it's nothing really that special. I mean, how is this really going to be a thing in games? Like, is this going to be useful in any games? Aside from just being something that just annoys the hell out of people, where they can actually feel an object being, I don't know, dropped or something and actually hear it. I don't know. I don't know what kind of significance this has in games, other than being just some stupid gimmick that Nintendo's trying out, but whatever. Which, seriously, Nintendo, just put the gimmicks to rest. Alright, I mean, again, like I said, it's cool. You want to try to be different. Each Nintendo console is kind of a different experience, I get that, but the gimmicks are really, really hurting you. Even with the Wii, it hurt you. You got a whole bunch of garbage shovelware games instead of quality third-party games like the competitors were getting. And that really shot you in the foot, because after the Wii, you tried the gimmick thing again with the Wii U, and it flopped. It was a huge fail. All right, let's face it, the Wii U was a failure for Nintendo. Now I can safely say that because the Wii U is pretty much dead in the water. It's pretty much confirmed now that the Wii U is dead. And well, I don't know. You're still trying out the motion control thing, and like I said, it died out like back in 2009. There were those 3 or 4 golden years after the Wii's release where it was flying off shelves. A whole bunch of families wanted to try out the Wii because it was a cool thing. You can play tennis inside. You can play baseball inside. You can box inside. Yay! But after that, like by 2011 and so on, people moved on to smartphones and played their games on there because they're casuals. They don't care about AAA third-party games or power and stuff like that. They're casuals. They don't care about any of that. And smartphones have pretty much taken over that market. And the Wii was pretty much left in the dust. People stopped buying it and people stopped using it for the most part. And it just honestly baffles me that you still want to continue on with this motion control stuff. I just don't know. You tried it again with the Wii U. Look how well that turned out. The Wii U was a flop. Again, no disrespect to the system, alright? It was a really solid system. It had a lot of good games, trust me, but it was still a flop. People didn't want the motion control thing. You tried it again with the Wii U. You tried to revive that whole craze, and look how well that turned out. You failed miserably at trying to bring back the whole motion control fad, which faded out like what 4 years before the Wii U even came out, or yeah, like 3 or maybe 2 years before the Wii U came out. But yeah, you are never going to get that market again, Nintendo. You are just never going to get that market. All right. You argue with me all you want about this. All right. You're not going to get the casuals back. They moved on to their phones, their tablets, whatever. They don't care about you. But yeah, I'm honestly very, very concerned for the future of this company and how the Switch is going to do. Because I don't know, it didn't entice me, and it didn't entice a lot of people. A lot of people are like, it just seems like what Nintendo's been doing for the past decade, trying out gimmicks and seeing if they work. And I don't know, who knows? Maybe it'll sell well. Maybe it'll be a huge success. I don't know, and I can't. And who am I to say it'll definitely fail or definitely succeed? But I just don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if third-party developers would honestly want anything to do with this console, and it really has a really, really weak launch lineup. I mean, there's really just Zelda, and that's it. They didn't even have the Mario game for launch, which they should have, honestly. I mean, I'm not saying like rush the Mario game or anything, but I don't know. Maybe hold out on the Switch. Maybe not release it in March. I don't know. Because it would have been a really solid lineup if you had Mario and Zelda there at launch. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would love that, and the thing would go flying off the shelves. But the launch lineup you have now is just Zelda and a few other games that people really don't care about. Well, I mean, really, really weak. I mean, I know console launches usually aren't anything special at all, but 5 games when the Switch releases. Oh, Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo, you're killing me. You really are. So, yeah, nothing really much else to say. I mean, even if the Switch sells, maybe if it reached the sales of the GameCube, well, what was the GameCube? Just under 30 million. Even if it was like around, like, I don't know, 25 million Switches sold altogether by the end of the Switch's lifespan, I'd be content. It's much better than like what 11 or 12 million like the Wii U sold. A hell of a lot better. And yeah, the GameCube was Nintendo's second poorest selling system. But hey, at least it broke the 20 million mark. I think it was almost at the 30 million mark if I'm correct. I think what was it like around 25 million the GameCube sold? I got to check again. Maybe I'm way off, who knows, but yeah. Um I don't really have much high hopes for the Switch. I hope it does well, but from this presentation, I don't know. I honestly don't know. The presentation absolutely sucked. I mean, seriously, there were these old guys trying to act hip and cool. There's this really cringy moment when one of these guys, he went on no high or anything. He was like, "Hiya!" And that's how he presented himself. And then after that, the guy was like, "Oh, maybe that didn't really go over that well." And oh my god, I was legitimately cringing when I saw that. I saw the whole thing live. And I saw in the chat, which I'm surprised Nintendo actually had open when they did their E3 event, they had the chat disabled, if I remember correctly. But anyways, I looked at the chat and everyone was saying cringe, and I just completely agreed with them. Jesus Christ. And also there's this other guy after they announced Splatoon 2. There's this other guy he was talking about. He was like dressed up in this professor outfit. He had these big goggles on. He was like, "I've been studying these strange squid creatures for a long time," and the translators. Oh God, do not get me started on the translators. They all sounded like they didn't even want to be there. This is pretty much their attitude throughout the whole thing. Oh, Nintendo Switch. Oh, woohoo, yay. Where's my paycheck? I mean, that's how they were. They did not sound enthused at all. They didn't have any energy to their voice. They clearly were there just to get their paycheck and to leave. And there's this one guy who he didn't even know what he was doing at one point. He just completely paused while the guy on stage was talking, and he was just like, he was like drawing blanks, and he was like completely lost for like a good minute. Okay, maybe not a minute, but for a good while he was like just silent and didn't even know what to say. He didn't even know what the guy was saying at one point. And when you're a translator, especially one that translates live events, you have to be on point. You really have to listen to what the person is saying and be able to keep up with them. And you absolutely blew it. You completely blew it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you got fired after that. And I highly doubt any other company would want you to do any translations if they're doing live events in a foreign language. So yeah, good job there, buddy. Nice, you're out of a job. You're definitely out of a job. I would be really, really blown away if you actually still had one. So, good luck finding a new career path. Haha. So, anyways, I've been yammering on for almost a half hour now. There's nothing really much else to say. I hope the Switch succeeds. I hope Nintendo doesn't screw up, but it's Nintendo. I honestly won't be surprised if this ends up being another big screw up because they're trying gimmicks again, and this console's more than likely underpowered, and we shall hope for the best. All right, I'll try to remain optimistic. Okay, that's really hard for a person like me, but I'll try. It's very, very hard to hope for the best for this console. So yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye bye.